Alright guys, we got the new SBS from volume 111 of One Piece. So the SBS stands for Shitsuman o Bushu Suru, which means I am taking questions. It's essentially like the Q&A portion of the volume where somehow you send Oda letters. You don't just have to be Japanese, you could be from any place essentially. And somehow Oda will receive them and he will answer them. Of course, he is very selective with the questions that he answers, but today we got some good ones. So the first question is, in volume 109's SBS, it was revealed that Hanafuda exists. Is he the father of Ulti in page 1? And then Oda said, huh? You're talking about that guy? The former warlord of the sea who got taken down by Ace. I thought I hit it really well. Whatever. Yes, he is, lol. But what you really meant to ask is the relationship between Hanafuda and Kaido, right? As pirates, they have clashed in the past, but ultimately formed an alliance due to their common goal. He has such faith in Kaido that he would entrust his own children to him. His hobby of collecting Zoan fruits is to help strengthen the beast pirates, too. Hanafuda is one of many who was captivated by Kaido's strength and gave their all to help him ascend the throne of Pirate King. After being defeated by Ace and being banished from the warlords, he was killed by pirates whom he made a grudge against while on his way to his children. Okay, wow, that's pretty cool. So we're coming back to Hanafuda here, our boy who was the former warlord who was defeated by Ace, I think like 4 years ago. And then after his defeat, Kuma replaced him in the warlords. So as for how this person assumed or could have guessed that he is the father of Ulti in page 1, it goes back to SBS 100. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't covering the SBSs at that time. I was covering the chapters, but just not the SBS content. So I was unable to make content about that at the time, but in that volume's SBS, Oda was asked, are Ulti and Page 1 really siblings? I know that sometimes fellow apprentices will call one another Aniki or Anigo, but they don't look alike. So I was curious. I'm very curious about them. And then Oda said, yes, they are actually brother and sister. Their father was a pirate, and after he died, his rival Kaido took them in. Or so they've heard. Ulti has always been clever, and she stole 2 of Kaido's devil fruits, which is how she and Page 1 got their powers. That gave them the strength to thrive in this survival of the fittest pirate crew, and helped them claw their way up to the rank of Flying 6. So, to be honest, and I could be wrong here, I'm not trying to sell Oda short, but it seems like he's kind of pulling a Kinemon here, you know, with his big brain scheme of saying, yeah, this was it the whole time. I'm thinking he got the idea from this person. And I know that the community or some, eagle-eyed fans of the series thought that possibly Hanafuda was the father of Ulti and Page 1 because of, all of this SBS information that we have. But I don't know if this was always the plan. I mean, if it was, cool, but I don't know. I mean, it really doesn't matter because all of this is like pseudo-canon. It only really exists in the SBSs, to be honest. I mean, it's still cool, don't get me wrong, and I'm glad that Oda is giving us this extra bit of lore, but, like, Hanafuda doesn't have horns the way that Ulti and Page 1 do. And I talked about this with Sai a couple weeks ago about how, like, it was revealed that a lot of giants have ancient giant blood in them, and how Kaido has horns, and, we just mentioned Ulti and Page 1 have horns, and Kaido, like, refers to himself or kind of alludes to his quote-unquote race being, like, Onis. And I don't know if that is like an actual term in the series yet, or if that's like an actual race. Like, I don't know what fusion you need to have to make an Oni, like maybe like Ancient Giant and Buccaneer, or I don't know, something like that. Whatever, we're just guessing here. But Oda could always just say that, oh, well, he removed his horns, like King Harold, or it was actually Hanafuda's wife that had the horns, and that's why Ulti and Page 1 do. I don't know. Or Ulti and Page 1, maybe their horns aren't even real. Who knows? It hasn't been explained yet. But he is their father, and I get it. Oda trying to tie everything together here. I'm not mad at it. Especially with the original lore that we got on Hanafuda, where it said that he has a hobby of collecting Zoan devil fruits, especially ancient ones. So that explains how Kaido was getting a whole bunch of his, I guess, and how, Ulti and Page 1 got theirs. They stole it from Kaido. And he was Kaido's rival, allegedly. I don't know. Or they fought at one time. It said that they were rivals originally, but now it's just saying that Kaido essentially beasted him, which makes sense because Hanafuda lost to Ace And, in my opinion, Ace isn't really that strong. And I know that he was mainly established before Haki was fully fleshed out. But without giving him power creep, he's not really that strong, given today's landscape. But that's neither here nor there. It also reminds me of, Moria, how Moria fought Kaido back in the day, and then him losing, made him become a lazy slob. But now we're finding out what happened to Hanafuda, and he's dead. I mean, I guess that was kind of the implications before, but I think this is finally us getting the confirmation. He was killed by pirates whom he made a grudge against while on his way to his children. Oda doesn't even care enough to name these pirates who killed him. They have to be pretty strong, right? Who are they? I mean, it's not just some random dudes with 1 million bounties. These are at least 1 billion, close to 1 billion bounty, north of 500 million, right? They got to be that strong, I'm assuming. But I digress. Again, not mad at this at all. Glad we're getting the lore. It's just strange how he went about it. Hello, this is my small Oda. I want to know how Kid managed to steal Big Mom's Poneglyph. Send lots of kisses. And Oda said, oh, your mistaken Japanese is so cute. You're writing from France, huh? I'll send you kisses too. Now, getting straight to the point, he attacked one of Big Mom's warships, defeated the officer and Commander Snack on board, and stole a copy of the Road Poneglyph from there. So that explains how Kid got his rubbing of the Poneglyph or whatever. But first of all, he's defeating Snack, which is hilarious because Snack already was said to be defeated by Arouge, and that's why he was let down from being one of the 4 sweet commanders, which is Big Mom's Yonko commanders. It's Katakuri, Smoothie, Cracker, and then it was Snack for some reason. And if Snack is weak enough to be defeated by Arouge, then I don't know why he was ever, a sweet commander. It should have been Perospero or Oven, right? Those guys were clearly strong enough to be a commander. Definitely Perospero. But I digress. It seems like Oda wants to use Snack as a punching bag here, which is fine. I mean, he only has 3 or 4 actual panels in the manga. I think the anime expands upon him in some scenes maybe. But yeah, that's how Kid got his Poneglyph from Big Mom. I don't know why a copy of the Poneglyph was with Snack here on his ship. That really doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. It just clears that up. I don't even know why I wasn't really thinking about how Kid even got it. I guess I just didn't think it was that important. It was just kind of a device so that it could be passed on to Shanks or whatever. Even though Shanks could have just, beat Kid and then went to Totland himself, conqueror hockeyed everyone, and then just took it and walked out. It's not like anybody could have stopped him. I don't really understand how the Cross Guild system works. You mentioned it's a business company, but is it actually profitable? If they're putting out bounties for taking down Marines, wouldn't that make it unsustainable business model? And Oda said, the Cross Guild itself doesn't earn money by taking down Marines. The bounties which appear out of nowhere are actually placed by the Cross Guild itself. They are an organization that controls the bounties on Marines, but their actual source of income comes from something else. Cross Guild is essentially an underground business that places bounties, but at the same time, they have other commercial ventures. They likely profit through activities such as mercenary work, security services, and involvement in black market deals. Okay, so that's cool. I mean, I just assumed they had a lot of money because, I don't know, Buggy gets money, Mihawk probably has treasure, and Crocodile, he has money too, but now this is showing us how they get their income. Little weird how Oda answered this question. I don't know if it's the translation, but he says things that didn't need to be said, and he kind of repeats himself. And then he says, it's likely they profit through activities. It's bro, you're making the lore here, But anyway, yeah, mercenary work, security services, black market deals. I guess this was mainly from the connections that Crocodile had, because he's seemingly the only really business savvy, competent one among them. Mihawk, I doubt, really cares about any of this stuff, and Buggy is Buggy. So yeah, I want to know Arlong's reaction when he found out that Jinbei joined the Straw Hats. Oda said, here you go. So we can't show the image because it's not released yet, but it's Arlong essentially making the same face that Luffy, Kid, and Law made when they were trying to play chicken with the fireball back when they were fighting Big Mom and Kaido. And this is understandable because, you know, Arlong, iconic beef and arc with the Straw Hats at the beginning of the series, and then we knew that he was a part of Jinbei's crew, the Sun Pirates, when he took over from Fisher Tiger. So yeah, naturally he'd be like, oh my god, my boss, my captain joined those guys that I hate. Ugh. And then we'll end the video on this last little, I guess you could call it funny. Oda was asked, if you can eat 2 devil fruits, which ones would you eat? I want to have the clear fruit and the rumble fruit. I wonder if Oda would pick them too. And Oda said, I can have 2? Clear fruit, absolutely. And which one? Clear fruit, absolutely. And clear fruit and warp fruit. Objective decision. It's so I can save people. Nominal reason. Yeah, Oda clearly being perverted here, which is, you know, we all know how Oda works at this point. He wants to be invisible and be able to teleport so he can, you know, do stuff that would essentially get you arrested, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this one, guys. Let me know what you thought about this SBS in the comments. And if you liked the video, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day and I'll see you in the next one.